All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of our millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with a lesson. In this lesson, we're going into everything that's going on with these Epstein files, Baal, Molech, and kind of like going over the history and how this is something that has been happening for the last 100 years or more, and the Lord is finally putting an end to this shit. This is why all this stuff is coming out, the history, because the Lord is about to he about to put an end to this. Okay, so I got a series of videos, going way back when, from when these people were actually, letting you know, hey, we doing this. Okay, we doing this, and they're doing it. They're saying it right in front of your face, and they're letting you know what they're doing. But people think that it's so far fetched. They think it's so out of that they can't believe that this is happening. But it's happening, and it's been happening. All right, and we got precepts. As a matter of fact, we're gonna start off with a quick one. This is the book of Job 9 and 24, which we bring out all of the time. And it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. I just want to pause right there. So when you see all manner of wickedness and evil and stuff like that happening, the earth was given into their hands. Okay. The earth was given into the hands of the most vilest, the most basest of people. All right. The basest of men. All right. As it says in the book of Daniel. All right. The Lord giveth the earth to whoever he will, the basis of men. And they commit these child sacrifices and these rituals for power. Okay, they do this stuff in agreement with the deity that they made an agreement, which was just Baal and Moloch. Okay, now I remember back years ago, because we, the men here at Great Millstone, we've been teaching about these families and their satanic and evil union with their evil union with Baal and Moloch, and they commit these ritualistic sacrifices, and they have been for quite some time. All right. So I'll grab another one real quick. This is another one. This is the book of Ezekiel 36 and 2. It says, thus said the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the high places are in our possessions. Okay. So they have not only is the earth given into their hands, but they also have the high places like Israel and all the ancient high places. Okay, that's why it said aha, even the ancient high place. Read that again. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are in ours in possession." Okay, so they own, they have everything. These are the people that are in charge of the world right now. All right, which is the so-called white man. All right, now I have a series of videos that I'm gonna play. So I have a series of videos that I'm gonna play. Okay, and we're gonna go into, man, because there's a lot. All right, these Epstein files and all of these ritualistic sacrifices that they're talking about. Hey, man, this is the same thing that's been happening before. It's happened then, and it's happening now. Okay, and all we're doing is living out the last end of this devil and his rulership. All right, this is one of the reasons why this stuff is coming out. All right, and you people act like y'all in an uproar, but this stuff been going on, and when it was being done, when evil like this was being done to Jake and other people, you were fine with it. But now that it's being done to you, okay, now you find issue. All right. So without further ado, Now the original inhabitants of that land were Japhetic. I just wanted to point that out. But Esau came in there and he took over. Okay, Esau came in there and he took over. All right. So just like she's going to go on in the video, she's going to say, "Oh, they're Japhet." But I just wanted to clear it up that Esau went into that land and he took it over, and then he started claiming himself to be the people. All right. So I just wanted to, clear that up before we continue. Hey,
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom. How about you? Shabbat.
Shalom, bro. Yeah, how about some Shabbat record that's bracket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get set up right quick. I got my garment right here.
All right. Cool. Cool. Well, I'm gonna
You
finish
need me to
playing
hold
this video.
something?
Get set.
Okay, come.
All right. Shalom. Does that sound familiar? I mean, seriously, does that sound familiar? Does that a lawless people, a evil people of sin? Does that sounds familiar, right? Does that sound kind of like the people that are in power right now, a lawless people, right? Ah, okay. So there we go. They were murder travelers from other cultures and adopt their identities. Who does that sound like? You see, you got to understand the scriptures say that you should know a tree by its fruits. All right. And when you look at the history of Esau Edom, this is the same thing this devil has been doing. Okay. This devil has been stealing people's identities. This devil has been massacring people. All right. He's been doing it for a long time. And he's been expelled out of every country, and especially the Amalekites. All right. So let's continue on. Mm. Now that's right there. That right there is where she's incorrect, because Lucifer just means light bearer, and the real light bearer is Yahweh Shai. Now, of course, you have the light bearers on the left hand side, right? Which what they call themselves today, Luciferian. But when you go into the word Lucifer, it just means light bearer. All right, and we can get into that. Let's see. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and get. I get Isaiah 14 through the blue letter.
Con, con. Yeah, because everybody when everybody hear this word Lucifer, you know what I'm saying? They think that they're referring to this demon. That's not what the scriptures is talking about. Okay, Lucifer, it just means light bearer, and the real light bearer is Yahweh Shai on the right hand side. Okay, all right. So when you people hear Lucifer, y'all go to that Christian fable. Oh, there was a war in heaven, and Lucifer and Satan fought against Michael and his angels. No, that's not. That's a future prophecy that's going to take place in the future. It's not. That's not now. All right. You got it.
Yep, I got it. You want me to go ahead and read the scripture or just get the definition?
Oh, you can read the scripture, and then if you want to grab
Yeah, I
the throw out it, brother.
okay. I understand. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?"
John. Now if you want to grab that Lucifer, because it doesn't mean what you think it means.
All right. The Strong's H1966 for the word Lucifer means uh, halal in the Hebrew, and the outline of the biblical usage is Lucifer, light bearer.
Light bearer. This means bearer of light. Now, brother, if you could do me a favor, Baba Kashab, you can continue on with that precept, because in this chapter it goes on to tell you who he really is.
Yep. Continuing in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13, and it says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north."
All right, and
And
when it
that's
talks
when,
about the side, oh, go ahead, you got it.
no, you got it.
I was going to say, in the sides of the north, it's talking about North America, here,
Yeah.
where we are right now. And that's exactly what he's doing. You got it, brother.
Yeah. And he did by way of what invading Gad, the northern kingdom, and also Issachar, the so-called Hispanics, during the Renaissance when Christopher Columbus came over here, but also Gad and the sides of the North America, and he been slaughtering our people ever since, and all the way up until this time, putting them on reservations. And it says, verse 14, "I will send above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
did with his so-called space program with Apollo 68 back in the late 60s, which was really the sign of the end of his empire. Because the Lord said in Obadiah chapter 1, he set his nest upon the stars, then will he bring them down. And that was literally and figuratively, because Esau really didn't never go to outer space to the stars. He filmed it in some type of Hollywood studio. I forgot the director. He did a movie with Tom Cruise, Eyes Wide Shut. Stanley Kubrick, I forgot his name. But also he did set his nest among the stars, which he planted his empire over here amongst the Gadites, which are one of the stars of the 12 tribes of Israel. Soon, Revelation chapter 12, and going back to Genesis when Joseph had that dream about his 12 brothers being stars. So Esau did these things because when you read these scriptures, they go into like a mystery saying. And that's why a lot of people, like you said, they don't really get who Lucifer is. They don't really get the breakdowns of these scriptures because the Holy Spirit ain't dealing with them. But it was revealed to a few men, which are the hopeful 144,000 elect. So right here it says in verse 14, "I will send above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Verse 15, "Yet thou wilt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Also, too,
Mm-hmm.
Esau's system. He got surveillances everywhere. He can watch you at all times, and he want to get omnipotent, which is all power. Right now, he's in the thing. He's in the realm of the Lord because he can see all things with his camera, being omnipresent. But the Lord is about to shut him down, and he's going to collapse his system, which is this pit. You got it, bro.
Con. Yeah, I just want if you can continue on to the part where it says, "Is this the man?" You know.
Okay, come. Verse 16. "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?"
So when you continue on in that precept, the scriptures literally tell you that Lucifer is a man. He's
Yeah.
a physical man.
Well,
He's
he
not
want to
this.
be, yeah. It's like he want to be Lucifer, the light bearer, but Yahweh Shai is, because he bears the truth of the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
which is the light. But
Con. And
but
what did
Esau,
Yahweh Shai say? I'm the light of the world.
yep, he's claiming to have the knowledge of the word. Everybody got to go to his schools. He's the so-called illuminated ones, which the Lord called us the Illuminati in Baruch chapter 4. You got
Mm-hmm.
it, bro.
Con. So I'm Let me know if you can hear this video, because the last time I did a live and I was playing these videos, the sound wasn't coming through. So I just want to make sure it's coming
I
through. But
kind of
this
didn't
is
hear
the
the
video.
sound at first. I think it was real low when I heard it.
Okay,
But like
Con.
you got it.
Yeah, let me turn it up a little bit.
It's like
You got something up?
nah, it's like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it playing?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to play.
You can't hear it?
Nah, I can't hear the sound. See
That's
my
crazy.
volume up. But you can hear it on your end, right?
I can hear it on my end, but not on oh, let me just do it like this then. Because that's what Esau like to do, man. This is some really good information right here, because when I'm playing, it goes over how they adopted Judaism, but they really kept the whole entire they kept the practices of Baal worship through the Talmud. You know what I'm saying? And she's going over that right now. So then, you know, what does it say in where the Lord said that he commanded us not to sacrifice our children unto Baal, but they did it anyway. So we just, you know what I'm saying, this is going into that history to show that, these people that were doing it then are the same people that's doing this shit now. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll play it this way. You'll probably be able to hear it this way. So all right, here we go. Come on, man. They're really making it Esau boy. Makes it really difficult. All right, here we go. All right.
Countries despised. They hated their sacrificial rituals, in which they threw babies into the flames or cut them open to drink their blood and eat their flesh, claiming it gave them incredible power and energy and eternal youth. Urged by these surrounding peoples, the Russian ruler knew he had to do something. In the year 600, he warned their king, Bulan, that their Luciferian practices had to end. He told him they had to convert to either Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. The choice was his. Bulan chose Judaism, but he did not really convert. He merely took elements from Judaism and forged them into his own Luciferian belief. King Bulan and his people lived on and prospered. Nothing much had changed, except for the fact that for outsiders, they now called themselves Judeans, which they were not. Mind you, the name Jew wasn't invented until the 18th century. 4 centuries went by. In 965 AD, the Russian ruler, Grand Prince of Kiev, Sviatoslav I felt they had gone too far with their continued devil worshipping and child sacrifice. He decided to wipe them out. But the Khazars had their spies everywhere, and the Russian cunning plan was brought to the ears of the Khazarian king, who, just in time, fled the country with his 25 wives and 60 concubines, all of the nobility, plus an enormous amount of gold and silver. The entire exodus of royalty and nobility went via Hungary to Poland, then from Germany southward to France and Spain. Everywhere they went, some were left behind. In order to reveal their true identity, they called themselves Ashkenazi Judeans, knowing very well that their new home countries would not exactly be eagerly awaiting Luciferian Khazars.
All right, so you see that they've been doing this shit. What you're seeing now with Epstein and what you're seeing now with all of these files that are coming out, this is something that these people have been doing for hundreds of years. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? So this is a satanic ritualistic practice that they've been using for child sacrifice to their god Baal. All right? So I got another precept. So I'm gonna go to the book of Psalms, the 106th chapter. See, Psalms 106, and I'm gonna go down to verse 37. And it reads, "Yea, they sacrifice their sons and daughters unto devils, and they shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and daughters, whom they sacrifice unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood." You see that? So what Esau did was he adopted Canaanite practices, okay, and he uphold those practices to this very day. So and you know, this devil has done a great job with dumbing y'all people down and deceiving the world and making y'all think and making y'all really immoral. You see, the purpose of you seeing sex in movies and death in movies and all of these different things in TV shows that you see was Esau's plan to demoralize you and to desensitize you to the shit that he was doing. Okay. So then when it got to this point where we are right now, y'all wouldn't be much in an uproar. And why are there riots in the streets? Why this place getting tore down? Because you people have been complicit in this. You see, you've allowed your white supremacy and you've allowed your racism because you were on top and you were putting down Jake for so long that you didn't think none of this shit that they were doing actually applied to you. But here it is. We find out that all of these years, yeah, they was doing it to y'all asses too. Okay? They was doing it to y'all too. All right? You got something up? I can't hear nothing.
Hey, Select. I meant to because my damn screen went out. But yeah,
okay,
I got a piece of,
you got it.
all right. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom said, "We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places." And how did they get those desolate places to be built? By way of lies, murder, and thievery. Really, essentially going back to his blessing that our forefather Isaac gave him, and how he got it, and also too his wickedness. You know, with his witchcraft behind the scene, with his shadow government, with his underground world that he has. He got it all by deceit. And guess what? The Lord seen all that, and the Lord's about to judge him. The book of Micah, chapter 2. You know, they do wickedness upon their beds because it's in their power to do so. It says right here, "Thus said the Lord of hosts, they should build, but I will throw down, and they should call them the border of wickedness. They go to show you that Esau is the wicked. Every state in the United States of America is named by these wicked Edomites that was in the hierarchy of the body of Esau, which is the nation of Esau, because it's a different hierarchy in every nation. The 18 nations, tables of nations that's written about in Genesis chapter 10, including the Israelites. So you got your presidents on one street, you know, these different captains and famous warriors of Esau that conquer our people. You know, Dade County, that was the Edomite that tried to go against the Reubenites, but he ended up getting murdered. And then you have Andrew Jackson's, and Washington D.C. is all witchcraft, and they made us build up Washington D.C. where the president of the United States seat is at. But the Lord said, well, He's going to throw it down, and it says, people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Yeah, the Lord has a righteous anger towards these damn Edomites, just like the brother just went through the video. You got it, bro.
Yeah, kind. That's a lot, bro. I got a series of videos, you know, that I was playing that I had set up just leading up to what we got going on today. And I just wanted to show that these devils have been telling, you know, Jake through his media that he been doing this shit all along. And y'all been wanting to be a part of this devil's deception for so long, so bad that y'all just went along with it. Okay. So this is a video of this little girl right here, and she's giving she's giving an overview of what was happening, you know, on these islands. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
The people, not like humans, but the people go kissing around the fire, and they all dance around with skulls on in church. Okay. So they have skulls like the pieces and the stuff. They got 20 skulls each. How do you know I've got 28? Yes, because I counted one. So like there's one here, and then there's one here, and there's one on here. Like they look like skulls everywhere. On the knees, on the elbows. It looks like armor. Okay. So it's hard to try and find these skulls, wherever they're found. Yes, in church. Where in church? So there's this secret room. They got secret rooms. So they never find the secret. So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places. How do you find them, would you? Yes. Okay. Yes, but they just hide them anywhere. They just hide it like, in one place, then they move to other place, then they move to other place. Okay, so I go into the church. Yes, and they hide. Usually, they hide it in their houses. Because they have properties in their houses. Okay. If you go in this my teacher, who lives in Highgate. Right. Yes. You see his house, but it's just porch. It's a porch and it's just at the front of the okay. So how do you know he keeps in his house?
All right. So you see they've been hiding it, and I wanted to grab a precept on that. So I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon 12. Let's see, I think this is the one that I want, but I'm gonna read it. So I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 3. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 3. And it says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious of works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also the merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh, and a feast and the feast of blood, with their priests out of the midst of their adulterous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. You see that? You see how the Lord had already called them out for what they was doing. This is what they doing right now. They're sacrificing their own children. They're devouring the flesh of these children
Yeah.
and people.
Which
You got
really
it, bro.
that's going into Salaki, that's going into them Hamites that was doing those type of witchcraft acts. That's why which Esau got it from Ham, but really Ham got it from the serpent in the garden, which is Esau reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord had us to conquer the Hamites, the Philistines, and whatnot, and weed them out of the land, which it is a holy land because he planted Adam in that land over there in Israel. Adam really had that land before anybody. He talks about that in Genesis chapter 2, which essentially was the Adamites. It wasn't just one man, like a lot of people like to believe. But this essentially is talking about them. And, Jake partook in it too. You had King Manasseh, but mainly so this is going into those Hamites. But it did prophesy. It was a double-edged sword, like you said, because going into these times, Esau is doing the exact same thing. Matter of fact, he practiced those so-called African rituals, witchcraft and whatnot, which Jake, when they mingled amongst the Hamites, they caught on to their ways too.
Mm-hmm.
When they was scattered during the Roman invasion in 70 AD, that's why Jake over in West Africa was practicing the voodoo mess, which they learned from the heathen nations, which are dark nations surrounding them. You got it, bro.
Yeah. I'm looking for that right there. I'm looking for that precept where it says, "Because you sacrifice to the idols of Canaan, I will not drive them out of the land." To show you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
these
I think it's in the
practices.
book of Joshua.
I think it's one in Joshua. I think it's let me because I had it written down, but I got so many precepts written down, and about this, man. I was going in, so I think it's Leviticus 18. Let me see. No, that's not it. Dang, man, is it 20? I just had it, but you got it. You got it. If you got something, man, you can bring it out while I'm looking for this precept, Papa Kasha.
You want me to read the rest of those scriptures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12. It's like you in the other book. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 7. It says that, well, I'm starting at verse 6. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help, that the land which thou esteem above all other might receive a worthy colony of Yahweh's children. Nevertheless, even those thou sparest as men, and didst send warps, forerunners of thy host, to destroy them by little and little, not that thou was unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle, or to destroy them at once with cruel beasts or with one rough word, but executing thy judgment upon them by little and little, thou gavest them place of repentance, not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation, and that their malice was breed in them, and that their cogitation would never be changed. For it was a cursed seed from the beginning, neither didst thou, for fear of any man, give them pardon for those things wherein they sinned. For who should
Mm-hmm.
say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou made? Or who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men? Verse 13,
Mm-hmm.
for neither is there any power but thou that careth for all, to whom thou mightest show that thy judgment is not unright. Verse 14, neither shall king or tyrant be able to set his face against thee for any whom thou hast punished. Verse 15, and he's about to punish you, Edomite,
Yeah, you got it, bro.
especially all y'all renowned men or famous men on this PDF files. The Lord is about to destroy you, damn heathens, man.
And that's what I'm looking for right here. Oh man, my
Come.
battery about to die. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, yeah, here we go. I got my charger plugged in, but for some reason it keep going out. All right, we good now. All right.
Come.
Yeah, I found one of the precepts that I was looking for, Salakia.
No, you got it.
Just to follow up with that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14, and 14 and 22. Come on now. All right, here we go. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in great war of ignorance, though those so great plagues called they peace. And that's what Esau do. Right now he's calling war peace, and all the shit that's going on, talking about some of this peace. Same thing. It says, for which they slew their children in sacrifice, or used secret ceremonies, or made revealings of strange rites. Okay, isn't that not what they're doing right now? Ain't they doing that right now? Aren't they sacrificing children in secret ceremonies and revealings of strange rites? Is that not what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? These people are freaking wicked, and as the brother was just bringing out, they the Most High is about to destroy y'all. Okay, and then y'all other people, you know what I'm saying, that been kept quiet about it for all of these years, knowing something is going on and ain't saying nothing about it. You complicit in this shit. You see, the men of the Lord, we done washed our hands because we warned y'all about this. We told y'all years ago that and for years we've been telling y'all that these people been out here doing this. Okay? But y'all didn't believe us. Y'all called us conspiracy theories. Y'all called us quacks. Y'all called us bums. Y'all called us every name y'all can come up with. But now, where y'all at now? Where y'all at now? Huh? You know, I got a video of the Oprah Winfrey show where you had a lady telling them that they're doing this. She on Oprah Winfrey, she telling them, yeah, we worship Satan in our houses. Yeah, we be doing ritualistic sacrifices in our houses. And this is back in the early 90s and late 80s that they were telling people this. But even though it's right in front of you, you don't believe it, which makes you complicit in this. So when the Most High destroy this place, by default, you're going to be destroyed with it. You got it, bro.
I got a precept. This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Should their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Verse 4, Yahweh forbid, yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar.
Yeah.
You know, like brother said, they was saying this on live mainstream media back in the early 90s and late 80s. So how much more now, especially with all this advanced technology? Everywhere you go, people have phones, people trade information. The Lord said in Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, knowledge shall increase, and knowledge has increased. How the things of Esau searched out, the Lord is doing that through the Spirit, but He's doing it through the technology that man is making on the earth. Because remember, the Lord is king over the kingdom of men, like it says in Daniel chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, bro.
Right. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy 12 and 30, and it reads Deuteronomy 12 and 30. And it says, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed before thee, and that they inquire and that thou inquire not, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God. For every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters have they burnt in the fire to their gods. You see? So the Lord, Jake, you've been participating in this mess, man. Even if you've been doing it indirectly, you've been participating in this. Y'all want to be a part of his entertainment industry. You want to be a part of his sports industry. You want to be a part of his media. You want to be a part of his social circles. You know, you want to be a part of his sororities, his colleges. You know, you want to rub shoulders with these devils. And how many videos I've come across with Jakes like what's that one singer that sung that song "We Are Ordinary People"? Him and his rib, you know, going
John
to
Legend.
Epstein, John Legend, yeah. They in the files going to them, you know. You got other Jakes in the files because you wanna bump shoulders with these devils, you know, and be like them. The scripture says, "Envy not the oppressor and choose none of their ways." All right. So you Jakes are out here choosing the ways of oppression of your oppressor, not understanding to the fullest what you're really involved in. You know Esau ain't letting y'all come in on the highest level, so you don't really, and everything that he do is compartmentalized. So he don't give you the real information of what's going on. You just have to participate in this in order to get the world that you want. You know, you don't get
Yep.
high up in Esau's system by not participating in his program. What he got? Humiliation rituals, things like that. Where you have to humiliate yourself, like wear dresses. All those are satanic rituals, and that's part of the ways of the heathen that you Jakes have adopted. Thinking that you making it in this world, but really you selling your soul, man. The scriptures say, "What good is it if a man gains the world but loses his own soul?" You know.
Yep.
You got something else up?
Yeah, I got an article. I'm gonna just read it one paragraph. It talks about the
Right.
Bohemian Grove, where they go in Northern California and they go into the woods and they worship an owl and they
Molech.
burn and stuff like that, and they have freak parties up there. Ronald Reagan was up there. He spoke about it. It says right here, Bohemian Grove, an elite male-only bohemian club retreat in Sonoma County, California, has featured many high-profile members, guests, and news reports over the decades. Notable often reported attendees included U.S. President Herbert Hoover, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush, along with figures like Henry Kissinger, which was a Treasury Secretary of the United States of America, and Clint Eastwood, which you go to many articles, including videos. One particular, Alex Jones, he mentioned those Bohemian Grove meetings and parties and
Mhm.
how they go up there and make world, uh, you know, world decisions. You know, they the movers and shakers of the world, and they make decisions based off what the world is going to be heading towards the future. In those particular conspiracy meetings that they have. And so this is Esau behind the scenes flaunting his power and doing other witchcraft activity behind it. And like the brother said, a lot of you Jakes, you'll sell out just to be comfortable in it, but not realizing it, it's a real price to pay. Because Esau, he's about to go down. He's going down by fire, and he's going to go into slavery. You got it, bro.
Yeah, yeah. As he said, like Esau, he's about to be destroyed. You know, and most of y'all Jakes are about to be taken down with him because y'all wanted to participate with this man and the evil shit that he been doing for all this time. Okay, the Lord told us not to get involved with him or adopt any of his ways, and there was a reason why the Lord told us not to do that. He told us because he was wicked, because it was wicked, and the things that they were doing were evil. Okay, so I got another precept that I wanted to bring out because the brother had brought it out. So I'm gonna go to the book of because he brought out Molech. So I believe Leviticus 18 and 21 goes into that a little bit. Leviticus, it's 21. Slovakia. Leviticus 18 and 21, and it says, "And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Moloch, neither shalt thou profane the name of your power. I am the Lord." You see that? So these, as the brother was saying, he just gave a list of all of the presidencies that was serving Molech, going down there making it. And Molech is nothing more than Baal, which is nothing more than the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, that's all they serving, but he just going by different names. Okay, but the Lord was very clear. He told us not to participate in this thing, right? And you see how you see where we are right now in society, right? All hell is about to break loose. This is the evil ass place we live in, and you can't even trust your children leaving your house anymore. You don't want to send them to school because it's come out in the Epstein files that the picture companies light something, right? Can't remember the name of it exactly, but they take pictures of your children, and all those children go to Epstein, and they look through it as a catalog to see which children they want. I mean, this shit is diabolical. You thinking that you're just sending your children to school, and this devil is taking pictures of your kids and putting them in the catalog so he can see which ones he want to abduct. Okay? This is one of the reasons why you're supposed to know, man. But like I said before, this devil has done a really good job in dumbing you down, you know, getting you to accept immorality and ungodliness. You know, yeah, it's called a life touch photography. So you got life touch photography, and these people are taking pictures of your children, even down to the yearbooks. So they use the yearbooks as real catalogs, so you can't even have your children in this world because this devil abduct your child. You know how many children that have been abducted and their parents just gone, and then they sell these children off, and then they'll sell your children off, and then they'll go to Epstein Island. I even was watching a video not too long ago where he was reading the files. They'll have a pregnant woman, on a table, and as she's giving birth, she'll birth the baby, and they waiting out there with dinner plates. They about to eat the baby, you know. And how many videos we done seen where people done accidentally slip? It's called a Floridian slip. Floridian slip is where you accidentally say what you really mean, but you're not supposed to. And how many times we done seen people say openly they want to eat babies? This is the goddamn devil, man. And y'all jakes want to participate in this man's world? I mean, really. And see, we've been knew this, and we've been warning y'all for that. But now, y'all hands got blood on it. Okay? Because y'all think now because, oh, well, you know what? We don't want to have no part of it now. You already participated in the shit. What about all y'all women that was having abortions and stuff like that? That's part of their rituals. You see? That's part of it. You got Jake women that had 30 million abortions in the last 20 years. Don't you understand that's a part of their sacrifice? You're a part of it. You got blood on your hands, man. So man, I got a lot of them. I got another one. I'm gonna go. You got a precept?
Yep. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand should be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see. And who's on the right hand of the Lord? That's Yahweh Shai. Okay, the true light bearer. All right, and he's already shedding light. Because right now, what we're seeing why is everything that Esau is being revealed? Okay, why is everything being revealed? Because destruction is coming. These are like the conviction, the not the charges. This is the conviction. This is what definitively he did this. Okay, this devil did this. This is all of the things he did, and it's being known to the world that this is what he did. So when Yahweh Shai come back with righteous judgment and righteous indignation and burn this place up, you already know why it's happening. Okay, the same thing that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Right before he got burned up, the wickedness was just too much, you know. And I guarantee you, the Lord just looked down at this place and was like, man, this is enough of this shit, man. This is enough. I gotta open up the door so we can know what's going on. You know,
Yep.
because this is enough. I mean, who want to live in a world where you can't even let your kids go outside to play? You can't send your kids to a place to learn anything because you got to worry about predators that may want to rape and eat your children. This is a real deal. This is craziness. This is an insane world we live in. And y'all jakes want to hold on to this shit. This place needs to be burned by any means necessary with the hottest fire that you can possibly imagine. And that's exactly what the Lord gonna do. Because this place is just totally wicked. You know? Man, I watched a video the other day. And even for I'm watching, this is a little Edomite girl, you know. And even though it's an Edomite, it still made me sad, you know, because the cruelty of this fucking devil, right? You got a video of the little girl. They tape her hands down to a table. She's smiling, she happy, and all that stuff. And in the next scene, her freaking face is off. They cut her face off, and you got Hillary Clinton with the face on her face, looking at her, talking about, it's okay, it's okay. This is in the Epstein files, man. This is what's being released to the public. This is some diabolical. I mean, there's no words for the depth of his wickedness. All right. A lot of this stuff that's coming out, I don't even want to know about because it's so bad. You know, like I don't even hear it because it's like the more and more you learn about it, it's like, how evil can you be? How far can you go? You know? And yeah, and you still got Jakes to this day, still want to get the bag, make money in this place. They're still trying to get women in this place, and all these women are fucking through. The only thing that we should be concerned about right now in this world is Yahweh Shem Shai and the destruction of this place. That's what we should be thinking about. Because as these things come out, as we learn more, you should be wanting to detach yourself from this place more and more. It is freaking evil. This is not our rest. You know? But you got it, Doc. I'm going on a little rant. Salakia.
Did you have another video?
Oh, yeah, I got another video.
Okay, good.
Man, I got a bunch of them. Let me go ahead and get this one queued up real quick. Because you know it's not allowing me the sound on my computer, so I gotta play it with my phone and sync it onto my phone so y'all can hear it. So give me 1 second. All right. It's craziness. All right. Where's it at? All right, hold up. Let me take this one. Let me send this into myself. I got it pulled up, but I didn't. There we go. All right, here we go.
Blank also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that former United States President George H.W. Bush was engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black, and so much more. So this could be one of the most disturbing new drops from the Epstein file release. This is essentially a tip that was turned into the FBI, I believe, in 2019, August 2019. Basically, this is like the rundown of an interview with an alleged victim of Epstein's who wanted to come forward with what happened to them. And this story is incredibly disturbing. Blank stated that he first met Epstein at approximately age 4 while at the blank East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Then he said his family members of the blank stated at the time he was raped, sodomized by his great uncle, and that Epstein was there but didn't touch him. He goes on to say that Epstein spoke to him after he was raped by his great uncle, but he didn't know who Epstein was until way later in 2016. But he continues. Blank further stated in sum and substance that while on a large luxury ship that sailed out of the Newport Beach show in Newport, Rhode Island, September blank at approximately 8 years of age, he, blank, was subjected to some type of medical exam on the yacht by unknown doctor while his great uncle and family members were present. Blank went on to describe a bizarre event in which blank inserted a tape measure in his rectum Blank stated subsequent to the exam, he was then raped, sodomized by Epstein, as well as former United States President Bill J. Clinton, while in a heavy drug-induced state. Blank also stated that the bottoms of his feet and back were slashed. Black further stated also during the said yacht trip, multiple unknown male blacks or black people were engaged in sex acts with unknown female whites who had their backs slashed and were bleeding. Blank also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that former U.S. President George H.W. Bush was engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black. Former United States Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and businessman George Soros were present on the same yacht while all of the aforementioned acts of violence were occurring. Blank was then asked if he had any injuries or scars as evidence, to which Blank responded, "On my anus." The victim then provided a handwritten list of his family and extended family members and suggested they talk to them. He also stated that his great uncle is in possession of video evidence of his crimes against Blank, as well as several snuff films that Blank had watched in the presence of his great uncle. So in this one tip alone, we've got multiple former U.S. presidents named, multiple high-profile government figures, allegations of a yacht party, which I don't find to be unrealistic, more allegations of medical experiments done on victims, which Epstein was obviously fond of, violence, potential murder, snuff films. And this isn't the first time we've heard these allegations in relation to Epstein. However, we're seeing more and more of them now, and I think people are starting to wake up to the fact that this might not be a joke anymore. Blank.
It never was a joke. It never was a joke. Okay? And see, that's what I mean when I say these people are complicit in this because they think it's a game. They think it's a game, man. This is Deuteronomy 12. Let me see. I'm looking for the one that says I'm looking for the precept where it says that because you didn't stop them, you basically complicit in it, so I'm gonna destroy you too. You know? And that's how the Lord roll. You know, if you somebody who's quiet and you don't want to say nothing about the evil that's happening, you're part of the evil. Because the scripture says, what did the Lord say? He said, he that doesn't gathereth with me scattereth abroad. So if you're not with the Lord, you with the enemy. Period. You got something up?
Yep. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 6, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son of thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thy own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto them, it's like nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth, thou should not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither should thy eye pity him, neither should thou spare, neither should thou conceal him, but thou should surely kill him. Thy hand should be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people, which we can't do right now because we're not in our kingdom. Paul said, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. So we don't do it in this wicked kingdom. But in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to get these other nations of Esau. But this is how grave what we're saying is true, by way of you Jakes participating or thinking about participating in these type of activities just to get some type of fame or notoriety or to be comfortable in this world right now. You're sadly mistaken because the Lord said, well, you're going to know it, the truth after death by pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. This is the liberty for you, Jace, to get right and repent through Yahweh Shai. All this information coming out about this damn devil. It is the Lord took chains off of us, from slavery. Also need a remnant. But also all 12 tribes of Israel. Even though Jake moved on reservations, talk about the Gadites, so-called Native American Indians, and Reubenites, so-called Seminole Indians, different tribes within those particular tribes of the nation of Israel. The native tribes of America, then on down to Issachar, the Lord, put hell on Judah, the so-called Negro man and whatnot. We couldn't read, we couldn't basically do nothing. But the Lord freed us from those chains, and also Gad and Issachar, they have somewhat of liberty too to get this truth. You got brothers speaking in Spanish, Latin. Jake is still hardening their hearts. That's why the Lord is going to punish them by way of their lovers Esau. You got it, bro.
Time. I got what do I got? Judges 2. So I'm gonna go to the book of Judges, chapter 2 and 2, and it says, "And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. You should throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Wherefore I also will not drive them out before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their God shall be a snare unto you." Right? And what are we seeing right now? We have the heathen round about us. We're living amongst Esau and these Edomites. Same thing then. We're stuck in this land, because Jake, you ain't speaking out against these things. You're not praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You want to participate in this system. Okay? The Lord said not to make no league with them. All right. We're not supposed to be in league. We're not supposed, all of these things that, that we do. Television, we learned that that's witchcraft. Their media, we learned that that's witchcraft. Okay. All of their movies and TV shows and things of that nature, all of that shit is witchcraft. All of it is witchcraft. Right. And Jake, you're starting to understand that the things that we've been taught by this devil through his systems is all lies. But you still want to participate in it. You still want to participate in it. I mean, me personally, I want to throw away everything that this system has to. I want everything to go because everything is just totally defiled. The food is defiled. The water is defiled. The air is defiled. The women is defiled. The whole entire system is defiled. And the Lord is very clear when he told us. And because you want to be down with them, because you want to be with these damn heathens and these devils, the Lord is going to allow it. So now what do we see? We seen my man was just read in that one particular one. Jake getting down to Epstein Island. This one black, he getting sodomized. So you are an active participant in this. And then we learn that there's other Jakes that have been there, like Jesse Jackson. He done been there. The dude that my man, I can't remember his name. You just said it, but him and his wife done been there. We done learned that Jay-Z done been there. Beyonce done been there. Obama done been there, even though Obama's not a Jake, but we done learned that all of these high profile names have been there. And then here's something else, Diddy, the diddler, right? This man, he get caught up. They do documentaries throwing all this stuff all out there. This right here this is big. Jail ain't enough for these people. Where's the uproar? We can't do nothing, but y'all Edomites can. Y'all ain't doing nothing about it. Y'all ain't standing up for all of this ambiguity that's been going on. Y'all not standing up for it. Now you got these people on TV talking about what's wrong. I kid you not. They're literally on TV saying what's wrong with eating extra babies. Yeah. I literally seen them like, what? So this is how these people have always been thinking. The only thing is that they've amassed so much power, so much money, and so much prestige that they feel like they can be out in the open with it. Okay? I got like 1 or 2 more precepts unless you got something else, man. We can go ahead and close out.
All right. Let me get a precept in the book of, I just had it. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed." That's not figuratively talking about, or metaphorically talking about Esau planning wickedness in their rest, in the time of their rulership. This is when these nations rest. They're not in slavery or not bound by other men as other men is bound by them by way of the system in place, especially these first developed world countries like America, UK, EU, and then hell going to the opposite of Esau, that's not of EU, NATO, America, Russia, which goes through the process of elimination. Who is ruling? Who is in their world? Because the Lord said what in I think the book Psalms chapter 147. We should rest upon our beds with a two-edged sword, singing aloud upon our beds.
You want me to get it for you?
Yeah, Bakusha. That's synonymous with this same scripture in Micah chapter 2, verse 1, going about how they work evil upon their beds, which is talking about the wicked working evil upon their beds. You know, like we mentioned those different conspiracy circle round table meetings that these elite families be having behind the scenes, and then they be conducting these rituals and witchcraft, and also their lewd act upon men, women, and children, the human trafficking, and while you know they headlining in news, no justice is really taking these people down and taking them out their misery. Why? Because they own the news media, they own these court systems. You know, it's called criminal justice, not justice against criminals. You read that, bro.
Hey, I think I got the wrong one.
Or is it one Psalms 126?
Give me 1 second.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's 149. I got it. Psalms 149.
Wow.
So this is Psalms 149 and verse 6. And it says, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouths and a two-edged sword in their hands, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punish the inhabitants of the people, to bind their kings.
So like, how are we going to do that upon our beds? You know, you should ask, like, how are they going to do this upon their beds, holding two-edged sword? What is the meaning of that? Well, the meaning is we're going to be in rulership. So we're going to be able to push the law of Yahweh Bashem Shah, push righteousness in the earth, just like our forefathers, King David and King Solomon did, and they prime, and in the height of their glory. We're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be forever. You know, that's how we're going to bind the kings and whatnot, like the brother's about to read. You got it, bro.
God. And it says, verse 8, it says, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute the judgment written. This is the honor of all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh.
Yep. And I got the etymology for the word bed. It says mashaka, 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 in the Hebrew, meaning to lying down, couch, fire, act of lying, couch, bed. No, it's synonymous with rest. And the rest that these heathens got is them being in their own glory. You know, they're being in their own world. You know, Esau's the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. And we see these niggas is not brought to justice yet. It says, because it is in the power of their hand, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Like you said, you know, these schools, they send the data, the pictures to these elite families, and they go through the pictures and see which children they want. And I go to show you that they take a man heritage and that they own everybody, you know, including the powers that be that runs this society, the government. You got it, bro.
Con. So I got this Proverbs 3 and 31. I wanted to bring this out. Proverbs 3 and 31. And it reads, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. How many ways he told us to choose none of? Choose none of his ways. None of them. Okay? None of them. That's why you need to be completely detached from the system, man, especially after everything that's going on. If you ain't detached from this system, man, you just wicked. Wicked as hell. You know? The Lord gave us clear instructions. I know we're in our captivity and there's some things that we have to do because we're in our captivity. However, the other stuff, the other things that this devil is doing, you know, we're not supposed to participate in all that stuff. We're supposed to serve the Lord to the best of our ability, live out our punishment, our sentence, and move on. That's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to, we're supposed to try to keep our laws and customs to the best of our ability here on this land. Okay? But y'all, Jake, see, scriptures talk about how not to envy the heathen round about. You see these devils with these big houses. You see these devils with these big cars, this money. They got all the women. And, you looking like, man, I'm living in squalor. I want what he got. Okay? So then you're willing to do what he's doing to get what he got. And in a lot of cases, you, Jake, become a lot worse.
Yep. Hey, look at what happened to that NFL player. Him and old girl from WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up wrecking a 6-figure Lamborghini, I think.
Oh, man.
Lamborghini.
You see?
All because of this chick. Jake be hurting their own souls.
Yeah. You know what? I still got one more video that I wanted to play, and then I guess after this one we can close out.
Okay.
This is the one I was telling you about with Oprah Winfrey. Let me just go ahead and cue this one up. Because this one is, this is back in the 90s, man. This is craziness. These people have been doing this stuff for this long, and it's been right in front of you this whole time. What shows you that it's witchcraft too. Because Esau got this thing where he has to tell you what he's about to do before he do it. But the things that he tell you he about to do is so outlandish. It sounds so ridiculous that it's actually hard to believe that he's actually doing it. And that's actually part of his witchcraft, because you thinking that oh, this can't be true, but it is true. Dang, where is it? Man, I got so many videos that I'm put aside for this, and I'm gonna have to do a part 2 to this. Here it is, right here. All right, so without further ado, let's go.
Also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed.
Play the video.
As well as other.
But you don't have to give us the gory details. What's the same point? Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, babies. There were people who bred babies in our family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not. Or they would supposedly go away for a while and then come back. Anyway, so you witnessed the sacrifice. All right, when I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice an infant. The purpose of sacrifices to what is to bring what were you sacrificed for power?
All right, so there you go.
Crazy.
That's crazy. And this, Zaquan, this has been out since the late 80s, early 90s. So they've been telling people that they've been doing this for years, all out in the open. But it's so far-fetched that you don't believe it. I remember Alex Jones years ago when he had snuck into the Bohemian Grove, right? I don't know if you remember that, but Alex Jones had snuck into the Bohemian Grove years ago. Huh?
Yeah, I had mentioned it earlier about Alex Jones coming up.
Yeah, kind of Salaki. Yeah, you sure did. But in the interview, he was saying they do mock sacrifice. They try to make it seem like they were just doing mock sacrifices. No, they were doing real sacrifices to Molech. You know, they were doing real sacrifices. So these people have been doing this for years, man. But y'all been thinking that, oh, this is conspiracy theory. Y'all a bunch of nuts. Yeah, well, what you got to say now? Huh?
Right.
I see your country's gone. The scriptures say that Babylon won't be healed. China, I just seen a news article today that said China, the last tankers from China are coming into the U.S. this month. After that, there's nothing else. All of the other nations of the world that were shipping stuff into the United States, they're no longer shipping into the United States. Okay? And this is going to run out very quickly. And I'm already going to the stores, and I'm seeing the stores, the shelves empty. Okay? I'm already seeing stuff that would normally be full and stocked. It's not stocked. You want to know why it's not stocked? Because there ain't no abundance of stuff coming in. The globalistic, the globalism, the trade that's been happening back and forth between the other nations say no. They're chanting, make America go away. So they don't want to have nothing to do with this place. So Babylon ain't gonna be healed. Hell about to break loose in Babylon. You got any closing precepts or anything else?
Yeah. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4. Know thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth? Verse 5. That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yeah, Esau, he got the glory, he got his consolation, which is that blessing our forefather Isaac gave him. But at the end of his consolation, which is now, the Lord's going to give him destruction, slavery, and dust. That dust is confusion. He's not going to have that mindset of ruling the world anymore when the Lord comes back and have us to take the kingdom. The dust is confusion. You got it.
Yeah. So that's it, man. The Lord is about to destroy this place. And hey, so that's it. So with that, we're gonna end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Hashem,
Bahashem, Yahweh
Shai,
Shai, Bahashem,
Hashem, Yakar,
Rachafadash.
Dash.
And double honor to our elders and apostles who taught us this truth. Until the next time, Makim, we say Shalom.
Shalom. Hey.
Oops. No. I don't want to do that yet. Stay on page. I just want to end. Yeah, there we go.